Hi guys, so let's go straight into it. The Enugu State Government has demolished a smart green school at Mbu in Isi-Uzo Local Government Area of the state, citing substandard work and structural defects. Speaking to newsmen at the continuation of the demolition exercise at the weekend, Chairman of Isi-Uzo Local Government Area, Barrister Obiora Obeagu, said the state's team of experts and project managers led by the Secretary to the State Government, SSG Professor Chidiebere Onyia, had detected and flagged some substandard work by the contractor several weeks ago and ordered the contractor to rectify them. However, upon a visit to the site by a team from the Enugu State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure on Wednesday, July 16th, structure failed in the test as significant cracks were observed on the building, leading to the demolition order by the governor. Okay, so it is now official. I know some of you must have seen some posts on social media, specifically on Facebook, where Prince Josh was putting out content around this development, and some persons were saying that the so-called demolition was AI generated. I thought that was really unnecessary, really. Sometimes it's good to criticize, like I always say. Criticize government, anything you see, mention it. In fact, do you know that this particular thing that is happening at Mbu, somebody brought it to the attention of the government. The government will not be everywhere at every time. Sometimes you have to do your own job as a citizen of the state to call the attention of the government to do the needful. Somebody called the attention of the governor and put it out, did a video about cracks in different places and put it out, and wrote a letter directly to the governor and said that, look, this is what's going on here. What happened? It wasn't even up to 24 hours. The government released the statement that they're going to check the details of that, and check they did. And they called the attention of the contractor and asked the contractor to go and do the needful, and the contractor failed. Some of you are not, sometimes I keep saying this thing. When a good government is in power, when a good government means well for some of us, we see it as we don't treat them well. Look, the measure of what you give is what you get. I know that some of you will say, well, why would you have to treat the government well? They are the one receiving the resources, so they should use it for. Yes, I agree. But sometimes, cut some of these people some slack. Let me give you a pump and plain example. We had a good Lord Jonathan in this country. Everybody was throwing stones at. In fact, it got to a point where it felt like even when this guy lost the election, they even told him to start leaving that very day that he lost the election. Normally, when you lose election in February, you have March, April, May to do all the whole pack your bags and baggages and everything. Then May, you hand over, you finally leave. But when he lost the election in February, everybody was just, in fact, they so hated Jonathan, and you ask yourself, what did this Jonathan even do? Jonathan told them, I'm leaving, but as I am living like this, you people will regret not having me. It take 9 months. We hear IPOB don't form IPOB don't gather from Barr and Abia State against Buhari. It wasn't up to 9 months, and there were shootings, there were killings. That was the heat, the height of farmers' headers clash. It's as if somebody empowered the headers, gave them guns. They were all over the place, eating people's crops. This never happened under Goodluck Jonathan. Never. Go and check. Nowhere would you see that under Goodluck Jonathan there was farmers' headers clash or bandits. They wreak havoc in someplace. What we had under Goodluck Jonathan was Boko Haram, which were bombing people in Abuja and Kano, some places in Borno and the likes, and which we now finally found out that this Boko Haram was as a result of the mistake made by people from the north. Took away somebody's life thinking that it is done. And even the Borno State Governor at the time, who is now the Vice President, did not take adequate action in stemming the time, because it was from their state that thing started from. Why am I even going too far? I'm trying to lay a foundation for us to understand. that when we have good leaders, we should treat them well as followers. We had a good leader in Goodluck Jonathan. Now everybody is shouting for him to come back. In fact, there's even a rumor now saying that he might even come back. He might even because he has one term. He has one term to do. The North liked Goodluck Jonathan much more than they liked Buhari. Buhari, even his home state was being ravaged. His own state, Katsina, was being ravaged. Sokoto was in fact, I think at some point they said some part of our country was even ceded because you cannot go there because of insecurity. When did this Zamfara quagmire started? Is it yesterday that Zamfara issue started? Zamfara has killings and maiming has been there. They found gold. He couldn't do anything. But if it is IPOB and what do they call them, militant in the south, he has military to throw at them. What am I saying in this extent? You cannot, even in the enclave and conclave of opposition in this state, Enugu State, there is no way you can tell me that some of them don't even know how to criticize this government because they don't know what to criticize him about. Because, guy, this state hasn't had it this good before. This state hasn't had it this good before. 2 years. We keep talking about Sullivan's 8 years, 8 years. This guy has just done 2 years. It feels like he has done 8 years because what the things he has done, terribly dwarfed anything and anybody has done within the 2 years of the administration. Go and check what Sullivan did in the first 2 years. Go and check what Wayne did in the first 2 years. Go and check what Chimaroke did in the first 2 years, and compare it with what this guy is doing in the first 2 years. I'm not blabbing. This is something that if you. Sometimes I like make as I talk, person could talk back to me. That's why I have started my life. So that if I'm making some point that you will not like, you call me and say, Charles, I want to correct you on this, not like, this is not like, this is not like. Well, let's check it. I don't mind. That's why my life have started. Every day I go live in the afternoon between 1 and 2 p.m. And I discuss purely anything, mostly Enugu. Sometimes I do national, but mostly the things I talk about is Enugu. So I know this go come shoot Ben Mama flag. If you want to, let's debate one-on-one. I don't mind. I have the numbers. I have the facts. Let's talk. So you have a good leader now, and they're showing you empathy. They're showing you proactivity. They're showing you empathy. They're showing you he is better. You are treating him anyhow. If he leaves now, you just say, but under Peter Mbah, this thing wasn't like this. So please, we will not make that mistake again. For any leader, anywhere, whether it's local, foreign, mini local, mini foreign, or whether it's whatever the person is, we will not make that mistake again. Make sure we support anybody we see is doing well. We know that, yes, sometimes you could say that all the monies that I get is not commensurate. It's not commensurate, but at least let's be commending the one that he's doing, and then puts fire. Let him be doing more. It's not the one. Some of you don't hold people accountable to the extent that you hold others. The standard that we held Jonathan with now dropped to 0 under Buhari. We were shouting insecurity under Jonathan. We were shouting human capital development under Jonathan. Under Jonathan, we were growing by 6.5% in GDP. Go and check. But under your Buhari, we couldn't even see 1.5 growth. We couldn't even see, like, people became worse. The Naira tumbled double. Naira was exchanging at 250 to 350 under GEJ. Under PMB Buhari, what did we see? Naira tumbled to 750. 750, 800. That's why he left it. So, what am I saying in this particular essence? Somebody has just identified something, and the government has gone into it, and they have seen that as a defect, and the contractor doesn't seem to want to know what they are doing. Now, take them out, get somebody in. They have to demolish everything. Monies have been wasted. I understand that they're even prosecuting the guy. He's going to pay a refund. They're going to prosecute him. What I'm also asking, I hope it is not a political game that they're playing. More like, you know how it is with governance, where you want to bless your boy for that side. You could just give the person the contract, make it good. Maybe the person now doesn't have, the wherewithal. And what I hear, not like it's a rumor, it's not confirmed. What I hear is they give this contract to somebody who now say for instance, they give you 1 billion to go and build the school, and then you now start looking for a contractor that can deliver it for 200 million, for instance. So the person now starts finding a way, squeezing himself out in order to get these things. So we know that sometimes some of these contracts are given to boys who are relevant to the government or friend to the government. I mean, it's normal. They do it. It's normal. But my own is that let the job be delivered and delivered well. That's the most important thing. Let the job be delivered and be delivered well. The state government must be commended for finding out this. They are saying they're even doing this for every other project that they're doing. That this has even opened a vista for project evaluation and re-evaluation. So for those who have not done well in their job, you are going to be prosecuted. You are going to be asked to refund monies if care is not taken. If you have been found to have collected monies and you have not delivered the job that you're supposed to have delivered. For crying out loud, these are school for children. You don't want to wake up one morning and see that these guys that a school collapsed and kids were inside. You don't want to get that. So it is important. And one thing again I want to state, this is very important, very, very important before I forget. Why is it that nobody now is commended the governor for using local contractors? It doesn't take the governor anything to go and get foreign contractors to do this, to build these schools. Everybody shouting there, we're not patronizing our own, 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 we're not patronizing our own. The man has decided to patronize our own. Now look at what they're building. Nobody is calling those contractors to order. That you guys are spoiling the name of indigenous contractors that know their jobs. Because right now, as it stands, which governor, which person now will want to give any indigenous person with what they are seeing now? And you think of what the repercussion outside. Oh, does it mean that the governor cannot hire very good contractors to do a smart school? Why the demolition? Why do they have to build something? And what is in building one? I don't know if you know the repercussion, the thing that will go around. So this is more like an embarrassment to the government of some sort. And even in that embarrassment, the government took it and said, you know what, we are going to redo it. We're going to find somebody else who can do it. There are other smart schools that people who have built. Apparently, it's not one contractor they give all the smart schools. There are smart schools that are different for different places. So if there's one that have done well, they can give them this particular one. But what I'm saying is the man has decided to give local contractors jobs to do, and they're not doing it well. Tomorrow, if they get foreign contractors to do it, well, we'll still be complaining that why are they using foreign contractors to do it? It is so sad, no. I mean, it's something to be commended for. It's important that we put this out there. But again, to note that nothing goes for nothing. If you want to do a good job, do it to the best of your ability. If you don't want to do a good job, don't do it. Don't even bother taking it. But then again, that particular project must be investigated to be sure that the money that was released was the actual money that even got to the contractor. Because if you go and listen to the contractor now, the contractor not telling you that they didn't even pay him money, or they didn't even mobilize him properly. Anything is possible, So that's my thought on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you as always. Cheers.